What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. So today I just got up. It's about 7 a.m. I'm going through some client check-ins, sipping on some morning coffee, and then I'm gonna hit the gym. But the reason why, like in my last video, if you didn't watch it, the reason why I've been gone so long is just because, you know, sometimes you just need a little break just to collect yourself and get back to really enjoying things. Like, it feels so good to pick up a camera again and be able to make a video. And 2 months ago I was dreading it, and I didn't want to put out content that I was going to sit there and dread. So super excited to be back. Going to finish up these check-ins. We're going to get started with a day in the life. Kind of just taking you all through. It's not going to be a video about my day in the life, but we'll get to that later. Alright, so I got my morning routine knocked out. So what I do is I check in with clients, make sure everything's going well. I do my devotion, and then I just do a little bit more computer work that I have to do to get everything rolling for my work day. I typically do most of my work after the gym just because my mind's in a better spot. But right now I'll go ahead and show y'all what I'm having for a pre-workout meal and my pre-workout shake that I'm having. So I always have this right here. This is just 40 grams of old-fashioned oats with a serving of peanut butter, some ground cinnamon and sugar-free syrup in there. And then I have just 1 cup of egg whites with sugar-free ketchup. Be sure, if you're cutting weight, especially to watch your condiments, like the syrup that I'm using and the ketchup that I'm using, I make sure it's sugar-free. It has like 5 calories in it per serving, so just be aware of that. Today, I gotta finish up my shake. I've been having a little bit of digestive problems when it comes to like stems entering my body, so I'm back on it this week, but I think it's because I put something else in my stack that has been helping me out. So today I have BPN's Flight. This is what gets my stems going. Keep in mind when you're taking pre-workout that it's not going to work to its full effectiveness if you're not hydrating enough, if you're not drinking water. Because it has to keep everything in your system running. It has to not just be this in your system. You have to have water transferring it throughout your entire body. That way everything can get up and moving. I take strong reds as well. This helps with just blood flow. Also, Endo Pump helps with getting more blood and oxygen to the muscle group you're working. And then 5 grams a day of just creatine monohydrate. Doesn't matter when you take this, just take it. I take mine pre-workout, just make sure it's around the same time. That is my stack for my pre-workout. And hopefully by the time I get back home, my protein will be in. Because I've been stopping at the gas station to get protein shakes because I've been waiting on mine to come in. But it hasn't yet. It says either today or tomorrow, so I'm hoping by the grace of God I get back home and I can have my shake, because I hate eating after a workout. I'd much rather just have a shake. Whatever gets the protein in the quickest, like a good effective fast stacking protein to get to those muscles, which is why protein powder is one of the best options. If not, then I just go with something light, usually from the gas station. So going to throw this back, going to wait about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to go hit the gym. So we'll see y'all there. So I got to the gym and I started drinking my pre-workout in the parking lot, trying to be smart, because I was like, alright, it's raining at the house. I can drink my pre-workout in the truck and I will be fine once I get here, because maybe it'll stop raining. So, you know, pre-workout takes a little bit to get in your system. So I've been here 20 minutes and it's still pouring down rain. So it looks like I'm gonna have to walk in this rain with my camera. That's not fun. Maybe I'll wait like 5 more minutes. That'll be around 25 minutes this pre-workout's been in my system. And I'm just sitting here like ready to go. This is not fun, guys. It's not fun. what did I say? Just got home. I stopped and got one just in case my protein powder didn't come in. Just pulled up to the crib and it's here. It is here. Somebody got their sprinkler on when it's raining outside. This gets a little hard to carry. Let's see if I can make this happen. Garage. Oh. All right, we're good. Let's go see my babies. Daddy's girls. What y'all doing? Oh, let's see what they're doing. Oh. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. 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 Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Come on, you gotta go potty? Let's go. Let's go potty. Listen to their cute yawns. They're coming. I promise. Quit going in my bags, bro. Every single time we get home. Oh, there it is. They always have the cutest yawn when we get home because they've been sleeping in their cage. Alright, so today is just a small order just because, as y'all know, I just ran out of protein. But if y'all have never seen BPN's protein, what it looks like, I'll go ahead and show that to you. Their boxing is a little bit different this time. They always making upgrades, but I can tell this box has been wet, so FedEx, coming for you, FedEx. Alright, so we just got some whey protein. I think I got 2 Nutter Bar Blast. Yeah, I got 2 Nutter Bar Blast. I'm tired of freaking running out of protein. Alright, so to get to the point of this entire video, something that's been on my heart lately is we have so many influencers that we get to watch on YouTube and Instagram and all this, and I just feel like we show so much of the good stuff and, you know, our story, like of how big we get or how our workouts are changing the world and stuff like that, or we're starting a business. But I want to start off by going over who exactly I am, because I feel like not everybody that follows me knows who Jacob Burke is, and how I got to where I am today. So I was born and raised in Pensacola, Florida. I still live here. It's a really good town, and I was basically raised in a Christian-based home. We always went to church. I knew God my entire life, but I didn't like live for Him, I would say. Middle school and elementary school was kind of like I'd say a breeze, just because it was more of me trying to fit in. And I would say I tried to fit in the world until about my 10th grade year of high school. High school is whenever, or 9th grade I would say, is whenever I really started to find friends that were not the best of friends to hang around, especially in high school. I do still have good friends from high school, the ones I still talk to now. Obviously it doesn't refer to them because the ones that I did have were kind of a learning experience. But I thought being a cool guy in high school was going out partying and drinking and doing all the stuff that you're not supposed to do. Never did drugs or anything like that, but I did go out and to a few parties and try alcohol. And honestly, it's like more of seeing people in a depressed state, and I didn't like it, but I was trying to fit in. So like a lot of people, whenever you go to parties, like you get, if you really pause in that situation and like look around and like really draw yourself out and just see what people are fighting, that's kind of who I was going to these parties. So I would literally walk in and know that I'm different than these people. It's like I'm not supposed to be here, but I want friends. So what do? I was kind of stuck. 11th grade year came around. The beginning of 11th grade year was whenever basically I was still partying, but up until I broke my leg, I was playing football. I was a big football and baseball player at my high school. Really good player, had some of the best stats in the area. But I broke my leg really bad junior year, and things kind of got worse while I had that break. But at the end of that break is whenever I met my girlfriend. And my girlfriend like literally put a stop to everything I was doing. She brought me to church, and that's whenever I was like, okay, this feels a lot better. That different feeling that I was having, I wasn't having that feeling anymore. I was just like, all right, this is more comforting. Like going to church every Sunday, just because, like I said, I knew God, but I didn't have a connection with Him anymore. But I did know like I was here because of Him, and I feel like a lot of us do that. And my biggest thing is why I'm making this video is mainly for our youth and for the people coming up, or even in the fitness industry. I want to bring, Christianity into faith, or into fitness. And if I can bring Christianity into fitness, I just think that that's what I'm here for. I love working out. I love being a Christian. I love seeing people change their life. Because I really had my life changed in 2016 is when I got baptized. And man, it's wrecking being able to see a life change. And that's what I want to bring to my channel. I want to bring that to the fitness industry, because we really need that. A lot of people go to the gym and think they have to listen to some rap that's like getting them through a working set, or like something like that's bad playing in your ears and thinking it's pumping you up when really it's speaking to your brain. And that's what got me stuck. That's why throughout those high school years I was listening to bad music and not realizing the more I listen to that, it's going to make me hang around people that talk like that and the people that act like that, and it's going to have an impact on my life. So really, I was sitting here hanging around these people, listening to this kind of music, and it was affecting my life without me even realizing it. And that's the biggest thing. I think the devil works so easily through social media, through music. It's just to nick at your brain, to be able to make you feel like you're comfortable in certain situations. But after I met my girlfriend in the 11th grade and 12th grade year were perfectly fine. I had a lot of family problems in those 2 years, and what really sucked is I was like in the middle of my family when everything was happening, and like everybody would come to me for advice, or come to me to like I almost felt like I was in the center of a rope. It's being pulled this way, being pulled that way. That's the best I can put it, honestly. But the thing is I went to this conference, I think my senior year of high school. It was a Christian conference. I went with the church. And this guy told me, he said, hey man, I want to let you know something. There's been a well in your family, like a drinking well, like a well that flows. He said, there's been a well in your family and it's drying up, and you're the one that's supposed to keep it from running dry. And I was like, man, how do you know that? Like, how do you know like what I'm going through, what I needed to hear? And he said, honestly, it's just a word God put on my heart. And I was like, my grandma is like my biggest inspiration. She's the one that really got me into church, got me into always preaching God to me. So basically, she passed away, and then I went to this conference. So once she passed away, that had me down bad. And I honestly was like in my own space. Like I didn't have like depression or anything like that, but I was quiet. I stayed in my own lane. I wasn't happy. I was just, I don't know a word to put it, but it was affecting me pretty bad. And when he came up to me, I was like, that's so weird you say that to me, because my grandma just passed away, and she was the only one in my family that was keeping this well running. And ever since she passed away, like I needed to hear that word, because like I said, I knew that I was different. I knew that I could make an impact. I just didn't know how. And the thing is we get so caught up in the word, in the world. Like, the things that God puts in our head is literally things that He shows us that we can be. It's just some of us have a problem with not being able to see it through. So some of the stuff that's been in my head, I'm like, okay, God, I know, like, you're putting this in my head for a reason. Let's make it happen. And it happens. But some of the stuff that He's putting in my head that I wasn't believing, it wouldn't happen, obviously. But really, when I was talking about like my family pulling me back and forth and I was in the middle, after He was telling me about this well and that I'm supposed to be this well that's supposed to not run dry, I'm supposed to keep this family well from running, and He told me that, and that broke me, because it spoke right to my heart. And then about a year after that, family is awesome. Everything's going great with that. And right out of high school, I kind of matured a lot, because when I was going through those phases of partying and stuff like that, I missed a few tests that I was supposed to be taking. Ended up realizing it the last few weeks of high school, and didn't get my diploma. I got to walk across the stage, but was very confused, and they told me I didn't take these tests, so I was like, well, great. So I didn't get my diploma, so I couldn't go play college baseball. So that kind of hurt me a lot. But really, 11th, 12th grade years when I started working out, especially after I broke my leg, I was so skinny and I had such body discomfort that, like, people would call me skinny or bony. Like, it would wreck me. Like, I would literally eat and eat and eat. I remember watching so many like Nick Bear videos on what to eat, how to make these shakes, and this was back in 2016, so he would always DM me back, and I probably still have the DMs in my phone, and he's like, no man, you're supposed to be intaking this much, and I'm like, man, I gotta intake even more. But I was such a small guy that those foods, I couldn't eat that much. And basically, I took that pain into fitness and taught myself how to, change my body, got my certification to be able to train other people out of high school. And that's when really my life kicked off. My girlfriend that I was talking about in the 11th grade, we ended up getting married right out of high school, just because we were so mature already in our walk with Christ, and everything was set in our life that I was like, all right, let's get started. Why not? And then that's whenever these visions started hitting me. And it was basically visions of, I knew that I was supposed to do something in the fitness industry. I just didn't know what. So I worked for a gym for about a year. Hated it. Like, I hated training in person, because I felt like I was wasting my time with people because I couldn't focus on nutrition. And I was like, all right, I want to start my own thing. And I was 21 years old whenever that happened. So that thought was been in my head, and I was like, man, I really need this. And I had a buddy always recording me in the gyms, and he was like, man, why don't you start a YouTube video, like a YouTube channel? And I was like, I don't know, I just feel weird talking to a camera. So I went and got a camera. This camera I'm talking to, 2 years ago, picked up this camera, started talking to it, making fitness content, and so far it's doing good. And I appreciate everybody that has been here for me, been sticking with me throughout the ups and the downs. Like, seriously, if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be here. Just because you're my drive. Like, I need that in my life, and I just need confirmation from friends and family that whenever you're making a big leap like this, like, they're there, and it's just comfort. So I worked for a gym for about a year and a half, and then I started my own business, and it was here in town. It was just a small gym that was 1,000 square foot, and I got a bunch of gym equipment, put it in there, and started training people. But then I didn't have that feeling of accomplishment. I knew something was still off. So what I did was I took everything that I had in the gym, sold it, and started a fitness app and started coaching through that. And I still, like, right now, I still have this feeling that I'm still supposed to have a gym, but I know that's for further down the road. I need to continue building what I'm doing, but I know what I'm supposed to be doing is here on YouTube. I'm supposed to be spreading the word of God. I'm supposed to be living out the way I talk for my clients, for my followers, for everybody. And I feel like that's why I'm here. That's what I'm supposed to do. So a few months ago, or 7 months ago, we find out we're having a baby. So I'm like, I'm not stressed. I didn't get scared. We were happy. We've been trying for 8 months, and it was a complete God story. And I'll try to throw it up here, our story here on the next little film. My name is Jacob.
My name is Courtney.
So we got married in October of 2020. And for about 8 months, I would say we were trying to have a baby. Just because we've already been together about 6 years. And it was getting to the point where we weren't waiting necessarily because we were already kind of mature in our relationship. We wanted to get things started. So around that time, it was trying after again and again.
I took like 9 or 10 because I was all the time taking tests because I'm so excited. It impacted me because here you are pulling out this test and it's negative. That feeling is like a feeling that you could never like explain. It hurts. It immediately puts depression all the way through your body. It was especially hard because women are so excited, and it was mostly females who would come up to me and ask, like, oh, are y'all pregnant? It's been a year now. Y'all are married for a year. Where's the baby? And it was like pressure because also family. Like my grandma literally was like, I'm gonna be dead before you have a kid. And she told me that. Like so many people, and it impacted me even more because it was family that knew that we were trying.
Is it my fault? Like I was to the point where I was thinking, am I not able to have kids? And not wanting to speak about it, and that was what's going through my head the entire time.
Asking women when they're gonna get pregnant or how they're gonna get pregnant or anything like that is between them and their spouse, because that is what made my depression so much worse.
So you don't know what they're fighting.
Because it's like y'all don't understand how bad I want a kid and how much how long we've been trying and how hard we've been praying, and I'm walking on very thin faith right now with this. And then God sent me someone, Pastor Dan. He pulled me out and was like, hey, I read your Facebook post like a while back and just wanted you to know, like, the Lord spoke to me in Kentucky.
And I was in a deer stand, and just out of nowhere that post came to my mind, and I began to pray for her and Jacob and asking God to give them their child. And it was just like the Holy Spirit spoke to me, that he was going to give them the desires of their heart. Went looking for her. I saw Jacob in the lobby, and then I remembered she worked with the children. So I go back to the children's room and I asked for her. Lydia, our leader, went in and got her and brought her out. I wanted to let her know that I really felt like God had spoke to my heart to encourage her and let her know that he was going to give them the desires of their heart, and that she was going to conceive and have a child. And I just wanted to pray for her, and I just prayed a simple prayer with her.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like just whenever you think, like just when you need that faith, God will send you. Just when you're on, he sends that person at just the right timing. Thanksgiving happened, and I was like, okay, I don't feel good. It was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't feel good. And I was like, man, I gotta take a test. But I was scared to take a test.
You found the test.
I found the test, so I didn't know how old it was. Took the test. Immediately, it popped up positive. And I just stand there, and my heart starts pounding like, oh, nah, this was like a jank test. Like, this is not real. I run to him. He thinks someone's breaking in the house.
Into the house because she was screaming so loud.
No stores are open on Thanksgiving, so I couldn't go find another test. I'm like, I don't want to get my hopes up. But then Dollar General, praise God for Dollar Generals and those workers on Thanksgiving. I got a few more tests, took them, they immediately came up positive. I just couldn't wait to get back to church to tell Pastor Dan. Because literally that Sunday he told me, he's going to give you the desires of your heart. You're going to conceive. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to tell him.
I saw her coming, and in my heart, because when you say something like that, you're going like, God, please let this word, because I'm going to look like I don't hear from you at all, because I don't do that often, you know me.
I was going to bring a test, but I'm like, nah, I peed on that. That probably wouldn't be like COVID safe, So I ran to him. I was like, guess what?
And she said Thanksgiving Day, I took a home test, and it was positive. And I think she said they took 2 more, I think 3 total. and they were all positive. And she said, I found out that we're expecting our child, and He's honored His word.
So walking with faith, not by sight, has been something that TC has really taught me, because it's like God pulls through no matter what.
But yeah, that's our story of how we got pregnant, got a baby, and it's nothing but a God thing. Like, all of this has been a God thing. Everything that's been envisioned in my head is planning out the way it's supposed to be. So now I'm really just running this business and doing everything that I feel like I should be doing to motivate others to further their knowledge in fitness, to just be there for people. And I feel like that's what I'm here, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's why I picked up a camera, was to be able to help people like you, to be able to help my clients, just because I needed that. I put into reality, like, the help that I needed wasn't there, and the help that I ended up getting was from YouTube. So I knew that there was somebody out there that needed to hear who Jacob Burke was, because maybe you're going through the same things that I was going through. And the biggest advice I can give you is to go for it. Like I was saying, like, God, He has something in your head that you envision every single day. I know there is, because when you look in the mirror, you see something. You see your future. Like, what is it? What is it that you see? Write it down, because I promise one day, especially after watching this video, if you start believing those visions that are in your head, it's gonna happen. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I started my own business and have survived it for 2 years now, but I know it's a God thing. I know I didn't get here by surprise. I know, like, every step of the way, like, has been a vision in my head, and I don't know how it happened, but I know it's because of God, because there's no way I could do it on my own. Nothing was given to me. Everything was earned, and it was just through the most incredible ways. Like, I can't even describe it, because as you believers know, like, you can't describe this feeling that you get. It's just people have to figure it out. And the biggest thing I can tell you is I knew I was different, especially in my high school crowd. I knew I was supposed to be doing something different, and I finally got to be able to do that. And now I have the best job in the world. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, and we're about to have a baby boy coming, and this is just the beginning of it. So I appreciate all of you who have been tuning in to my channel. This is only up from here, and putting faith and Christianity back into fitness, because the world really needs that. So that is who Jacob Burke is, and I appreciate all of y'all who follow me.